My name is Demontae Thompson, and it's such an honor and privilege to be amongst the first of the cast to speak tonight. I was raised in Compton, California, by my great uncle and my great aunt. My parents, they weren't able to take care of my twin brother and I and the rest of my siblings. There were 12 of us, due to their insecurities of drug abuse and other personal impediments. But you know what? My great uncle, he taught me a lot of valuable things. I was raised up lifting boulders, pouring slabs, and working on other home improvement projects. After my great aunt passed away, she had one dying dream. And that was to see fit that my twin brother and I graduated college. But not just college, she said school. So she left my great uncle with that task. And ever since her death, my twin brother and I went to school every single day. And we showed up and we showed out. And you know what? With all odds against us, we found refuge in the classroom. And we had a Brady Bunch of people who were able to inspire us and unlock our potential. We call them mentors, family members, and teachers. But you know what? We were able to graduate college. This is my great uncle here. We were able to graduate college. We graduated high school and then college. And there we go there. Which one am I? I don't even know. And you know what? That wasn't the best part. The best part was that my great uncle, and this is kind of ironic, but my great uncle, he was not able to make it to our graduation. And we knew that everything that we had accomplished was not just for him, was not just for his wife, but it was for us and our community. So we went on beyond that. Myself, I was able to write a book entitled Raised from Scratch about my life and my experiences in the foster care system. Not only that, during college, I fell in love with poetry. I fell in love with poetry, and my work was regionally and nationally recognized. And then all of a sudden, after Cal State University Northridge, USC took a chance. Matter of fact, I took a chance on USC. And they decided to choose me amongst the top scholars in the nation to study post-secondary administration and student affairs. I believe that my life is a testimony for all students around the world to accomplish their academic, personal, and professional goals. And you know what? Right now, I want to give a moment of silence to the educators, the professors, the students, the mentors, and the advisors who have sacrificed everything to get us to where we are today in education. Thank you. Now, I want to make a distinguishment of what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to talk about struggles. I have a question for you all. Before I ask that question, I'm going to make the distinguishment. In and out struggles. I'm not talking about burgers here. In and out struggles. In-school struggles and out-school struggles. It means just exactly what I said. In-school struggles are related to academia. And these struggles include doing well in your classroom, focusing, managing your time with your involvement on college campuses. And out-school struggles are working with your family, jobs, financial obligations, and so on and so forth. And many of these struggles actually intersect. So we'll be going over that in just a little bit. But you know what? How do students overcome these struggles when they slide into their DMs? Do they block them? Do they reply to them? Do they respond in the best way possible? Much of that answer comes from experiences. I want to share an experience. When I was in college, it was my first time failing. I got an F. It was in a foreign language many of you all may know. It's called accounting. And when I got that F, I contemplated changing my major. I contemplated dropping out of school. I even thought about working for my high school job at McDonald's. It was pretty cool. But you know what? I didn't. I stayed there. But I did some weird things. I blamed the professor, that it was the professor's fault that I failed. I told my friends that I passed when I actually didn't. And you know what? Discreetly, I took the class over again in the summertime. But I did it differently this time. I sat in the front of the classroom, so I appreciate you all sitting in the front. I asked necessary questions. And you know what? I forged relationships with the focused students in the classroom. And with doing so, I was able to succeed in that classroom. But let me throw something at you. The same professor who gave me the F the prior semester, she guest lectured in the summer session. And I saw her, and she saw me, and she was so proud of me, of my development. And she gave me words to encourage me to finish the course confidently. I did it better that time. But this leads me to my next tip, my first tip, actually. You know what? I'm going to get there. There it is. My first tip, fail like you've never failed before. When I failed, I held on tighter to my successes, the small ones, because those are meaningful, than I did my failures. Fail like you've never felt before. As we know from some famous failures, Oprah Winfrey, they said that she was not meant for the television. Steve Jobs, he was fired from his own company. Henry Ford, he had 3 businesses that failed before his last successful venture. And Thomas Edison, one of my idols, they said that he was too stupid to learn. But there's something that these leaders, these innovative leaders have in common, is that they took their circumstances, and they were not defined by their circumstances, but they were defined by how they responded to their circumstances. Redefine who they were. I want to get to the next step. Next tip. Duplicate excellence. I want to give you all a task right now. All right? I want you all to tap on the person next to you. Tell them one excellent person that you'd like to model after. And this person has to be alive. It has to be someone that you can get in touch with. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to tap the person next to you and tell them the name of someone excellent you'd like to model after. You can go ahead. Okay, that's great. That's a little bit, that's 3 names. I told you 1 name. Okay, thank you so much. Now guess what? No successful person has ever done it alone. So I want to share with you one thing. President Barack Obama, one of my favorite rappers, Kendrick Lamar, they both believe in one thing. They believe that mentorship saves lives. Mentorship saves lives. And based on a 2011 study in higher education policy, it says that students who are mentored, they are more connected and more engaged on college campuses, thus leading to better student outcomes. Before I get to the next step, I also want to let you know one thing that my mentor shared with me. And my mentor is in this room here today. She said, I don't have to have all of the answers because I know people who have the answers. So I implore you to reach out to these people that you spoke about just a minute ago. Send them an email, catch up with them, and I guarantee you, they'll let you know how to get through the struggles. My last and final tip, talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. It's just that simple. Demontae, is this talk going well? I think so. Talk to yourself. It's really important. Einstein, one of the most brilliant minds that we've ever known, he spoke to himself softly all the time. He repeated sentences to himself. And you know what it does? It allows you to be more organized. It prepares you to achieve your goals. Whenever I'm shopping, I talk to myself aloud. I'm not going to list some of the things I shop for. You may judge me. But whenever I'm studying, even when I'm studying before the exam, I talk to myself. I say, I come up with the theories. I even make bars and poems about what I'm learning. You are the most important person when it comes down to motivating yourself. The things that you say are going to get you where you want to go. Now, students from all around the world, they have struggles, just like we said. How many of you would agree that the struggle is real? I see a few hands, but I think all of you know how real the struggle is. The struggle is real. But it's up to the educators and the students, but I want the students to take responsibility of their own struggles. I had a challenging upbringing. I failed a few courses. Got my heart broken a few times. I contemplated hurting myself when my uncle passed away. But you know what? I never broke. I bend towards success. And so can you. In 5 or 10 years, where will you be? What mark will you give on the world? I implore you to talk to yourself, duplicate excellence, and fail like you've never failed before. And by doing so, you will acquire resilience and make your mark on the world. I'm not finished just yet. I want to share with you a piece that I created. It's entitled, Almost There. Turn that phone off. I want the chance to go where I want to go. Serve where I want to serve. Learn what I want to learn. And because of that, one day soon you'll call me doctor. But if research is something I'm afraid of, and late assignments is what I'm trying to make up, then sitting in front doesn't help when you're asleep. So one of these days I might have to wake up. And if it's easier to create a post on Facebook than it is to write these papers, then maybe I need to make changes. I really need to switch up. You see, I was prepared, so I was never nervous. I took advantage of all the resources, so you know I deserved it. Putting in work at the gym, I was lifting, I was focused, and I never really feared competition because winning was the motive. But lack of consistency can leave you hopeless, unworthy, defeated, and lost as a matter of fact. I've got to get my strength back. Take it back. You've got to get your strength back. Take it back. I heard him say, direction is more important than speed because there's a lot of people going nowhere fast. And you didn't know where you were going, but you were halfway there. You brought a bike to a NASCAR race and you got nowhere. How dare you? Because you gave an effort, you were halfway there. I have a question for you. Why do you complain if you never really care? Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Thank you.